Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to tip you up just a little bit. Hopefully you can see the whole canvas. Not quite the whole canvas. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Okay. And I guess you're a little bit to the one side. Let's look this way. Okay. Thank you for joining and watching. I'm excited that you're here. I have my tea. Really good tea. I gotta remember to drink it though, otherwise it turns cold. And I don't like cold tea. I'm a drink it while it's boiling kind of person. Yeah, I get a lot of flack for that in my family. No, half the family drinks hot tea straight from the pot, and the other half needs to use ice cubes. So if you're a family member watching, you know who you are. And actually this is on the verge of lukewarm to me, and it's still steaming. Like I had to get all this stuff ready, so I wasn't drinking when it was hot. So my fault. Okay, so today I actually went to Michael's and bought 2 new canvases, and they were 50% off. Isn't that great when that happens? I actually didn't take advantage of like Black Friday sales like I usually do, but it's been a weird year. Let's just give ourselves some grace here. But what I want to paint, and a lot of times what I want to paint is very selfish. I want to paint, right now I want to paint something for my house. Because we put all our Christmas stuff up, and I realized that I have a lot of, because I paint flowers a lot, rid of spring, I want just Christmas. And I recently did, and actually this was a few live streams ago, a winter scene, which I really love. It still needs to be framed and stuff. It's just on the wall right now. But I wanted to do something with red in it for this next painting. And I'm not going to do the underpainting thing like I've been doing with my other big paintings. I'm going to stick with the colors of the colors in the picture and not like added stuff. So I found some different, I've painted poinsettias before. And so looking through pictures of poinsettias just like brought me back to like freshman year of high school when I painted some poinsettias, which actually you can see these exact poinsettias on my website. If you go to fragilegloryimpressions.com/note cards, it's actually a note card, and it's been a note card for a while. I haven't painted poinsettias since then, I don't think. So this will be interesting. So looking through photos, looking to find a good poinsettia picture, like just brought me back, which is kind of weird. And I'm very picky with what kind of picture I want. And obviously my layout is interesting. It's a long, skinny canvas. So I can't do like 11, horizontal type view because that would be weird with this picture. So I have this vision in my head where I don't want it to be like super, super structured. I want it to be kind of like from a distance, it looks like poinsettias in the snow with some snow on them and snow falling or whatever. Really rough and textured. And then up close, it's really rough and textured. So to make that happen, I have some tape with me today. I have paper towels to dab with and paint with. I have Sharpie, red and green, to also use. And then I'm going to use acrylic paint. Which do I have I don't. I technically have some pastels down here, oil pastels, which I don't know how well that's going to mix. I don't know how well that goes on canvas. I've never done that. but I just feel like in this playful mood of wanting to just try things. So let's go at it. I'm going to start with the Sharpie. I'm going to start with the red Sharpie, and I'm going to sketch out my composition. And I'm liking the layout of this one, but I want the coloring of that one. Yeah, okay. So I should probably paint the edges. I hate painting edges, but if I don't, I'll also hate it. I have to do the edges. I'm going to switch between the red one and the green one because there's also green, in case you didn't know. Center, center, center. Center. Okay, we're going to do, this one's going to go here. Yeah, I like this composition a lot, but we'll see how this changes as I go. They're really interesting flowers. Like, are they actually flowers? Like, the red part is like a leaf. They're all like leaves. It's kind of bizarre. Probably looks like I'm just like, I don't know, scribbling. I'm not, I promise. Okay, good enough. It's done. Just Okay. Sip of tea. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have to just kind of go at it here with the paint and see what happens. I'm gonna go with bright red first. And move to dark red later. Because I want the bright red to be like transparent enough for the, oops, better move the tea to this side so that my water for my brushes is on this side. Because let me tell you, I've probably poisoned myself multiple times by dipping my brush, my dirty brush, in my drinking water or tea cup. So don't do that. Oh, there it was. Okay, I don't know. I kind of want a little bit of dark red. Oh, come on. There we go. There we go. Just didn't want it like orange. So, okay. I'm going to plop this down here. And I really don't have a clue as to what technique I'm going for. Oh, I forgot to draw on the sides on this side, but oh well. I'll just kind of take it as it comes. Kind of going for a little bit of a painterly look. Oh, that's kind of too much dark red. Oops. You can like see that difference too. Okay, need more of that bright red. Is this what I? No, that's not what I get. This one. Gotta get the right one. I don't know what I'm doing, but ooh. I don't know. I'm going back and forth between styles in my head. I don't know if it's wise, but basically I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna wet it down. And I wanna like paint in these petals a little bit more, almost have a watercolory look. Which is actually funny because my first poinsettias ever were done in acrylic, but they were done in a way where the acrylic is made to look kind of like watercolor. Actually, yeah, I'm digging this. You can see the Sharpie underneath. Kind of cool. I like how there's like thick paint parts. I need my picture again. Put in some thicker red parts. Then I'm going to brush over I just need a thin brush. This is a little trickier than I thought because back in here there's like multiple angles of like petals coming into view. Okay. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. I want to let that sit, actually. I'm going to come up here. I think it's okay. I think it's coming. Let's see. This is actually... It's for my own art that I can actually experiment. It's with my own art, I should say. Which I know that sounds funny, but I do a lot of commissioned work where people ask me, hey, can you paint this? Hey, can you paint that? And it's like I know that they're looking for a specific thing, style. And it's when I experiment with my own work that I actually grow and change and find a style that's my own. Because I think it's an interesting thing. Like a lot of people are drawn to realism because they know what it is and it's recognizable and, you know, it's relatable, whatever. And that's great. But as an artist, it's like the joy and the fun that comes in experimenting and playing and trying abstract and trying something that looks like something but isn't really, or like that you get the impression of. Like I love impressionism. It's like, oh yeah, it's clearly, you know, a landscape, but it's got so much texture, and you know, that's what an artist, at least for myself, I love. So I guess what I'm trying to say is if you're not an artist, there's lots of ways you can learn to appreciate other types of art. Okay, we're getting close with the glazing. Okay. Glazing's a little bit tricky in acrylic. And glazing just means a thin layer. All right, now I want to do a similar thing with the green. Now it's going to be, again, a basic layer. I'm just going to fill in the green with a glaze. Let's see, primary blue with some yellow is going to make the right green, hopefully. Do I know? I don't know. I don't know what kind of green I'm going for. Yeah, it's kind of turquoisey green. But I want it to be watered down quite a bit so that I can just glaze over all the other parts. And again, we're going to deepen and pull and push and splatter and whatever. Use tape somehow. I don't know how. We're figuring it out as we go. Ooh. You see how that, when that overlaps, you get a little bit of a darker color. Ooh, yep. That's nice. And actually that's gonna pop up in a few spots. Because green and red are opposites. In case you didn't know that. You know that moment where you think you see a spider on the floor? Just add one of those. Okay. It's definitely experimenting time. Once I get this on here. to have to create a lot of depth in this because right now it's very, very, very flat. Not very realistic, not very implied to be realistic. I think one of my big goals often when I sit to paint is trying to cover as much canvas as possible in the first go over because naked canvas just looks very unfinished and I'll have a better idea of the direction I'm going when I cover it up. Need some more blue. Ugh. Okay. Oh, don't like that green. Too much yellow. Way too much yellow. Okay. I want to have some fun because that was kind of just boring. As you can tell, I'm like painting fast. Oh, tea. Um, trying to think what order to do this in. Because it does need darks. Like if I skip the darks, I might have to do that next and then play. Because as I sit here thinking about this, it's definitely going to need to just have depth. Don't wake the baby, Mary. Don't wake the baby. Don't wake the baby. Let's see. Okay. Let's just give this a try. So I'm going to kind of keep it somewhat loose, but there's like dark down in here. See how that's just going to pull that flower forward? There's darks in here. This gets really deep. In here, this gets kind of dark and deep. Same with this. And something over in here, I'm just going to make it up. It goes off this way. Okay, much better. Much better. This is helping a lot. Then, a little bit darker in here. In here and along this edge. The leaf is kind of curling. Okay, this area is actually quite dark against that leaf there. Okay, and then it's kind of tricky to know exactly. Exactly how this is looking here, but okay, I think that's much better. A bit darker up in here. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and watching me. Okay, we just did some glazes, some really thin paint layers. Now we're going to do some weird stuff. I have no idea exactly how, but I have some tape here and some paper towel, and I kind of want to mess it up Ooh, I'm getting some dripping. Ooh, I'm getting some dripping. Okay, I'm gonna have to maybe do that more intentionally. Because that is really cool. I forget that that's a thing, and actually that would be cool underneath. Because then I can do layers. Can you see that? Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Okay. Like I just wanted something painterly. Charles, thank you for commenting. And thank you. Yes, they're the complementary colors red and green, which often look very good together. So ooh, you know what I better do? Put something down here just in case. There we go. I was like, if I get more paint on this floor, I don't know what my husband's gonna think. Okay. I don't know if too much is too much. I don't know what's too much. I don't know how much is too much. That's what I meant to say. I can't paint and talk at the same time. Okay, interesting. I don't know what to think yet, but it's definitely interesting. This is reminding me, I just this week started an experiment. Maybe you saw if you follow FGI on Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen that I started this interesting experiment where I made a piece of artwork in watercolor and I put it outside to weather the elements. So I'm seeing what is going to happen with, I was thinking just a month or so out there, but that may not be enough. I don't know. I just want to see what happens because I'm curious. I've never done that before. Okay. But I'm going to have a YouTube video of that whole process before, during, after, the peaks at it over the next month. We're just going to see what it's doing because I'm from Colorado, living in Colorado, and so it gets hot, it snows, and then it melts, and then it freezes overnight, and it melts. Right? There's a lot of things that happen in a day weather-wise, so it'll be very, very interesting to see. it's hard for me not to check it like every hour. Because I'm just like curious. Even though nothing's happening every hour. I went out there yesterday and there were some leaves on it. So it's on the right track, blending in with the surroundings. Perfect. Okay, so obviously this looks like this right now. I want to help it out a little bit in some way. I just don't know how. Make sure my center stays bright. I don't know. I'm just going to try some things and see what happens. Interesting. Okay, interesting. Let's say I put some tape down. What do you guys think? I am using acrylic actually, but kind of with the intention of making it look a little bit watercolor-like. So really thin down, lots of water. But it is acrylic. I'm scared because this is, once I put tape down, which is a very straight geometric thing, it's going to change it. But I think what I want to do, I just don't know what to do with the tape. I'm just going to randomly put it on. I'm not going to do a grid. I'm just going to plop, plop, plop. Oops. And this is not like archival ink or tape at all. It's literally just temporarily going to put a marking down. And then I'll take it off. I'll paint over it and then I'll take it off. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's obviously going on top of some wet paint. But who cares? No one cares anymore, right? With anything. It's like I have this very clear image in my head of what I want this to look like. I just don't know how to get it there. So this is very raw footage here, guys, of my creative process. And I don't normally do this type of thing, especially live. And I still want it to look like poinsettias when it's done. So as you can see, the tape is kind of coming off because the under layer is really wet. But we're gonna keep going because I'm gonna paint over it. Oh yeah, okay, I'm getting the vision here, guys. Getting the vision. So I want to create layers. I want to create texture. I want to create, oops, I don't know, interesting things. Okay, do I like that? I think it might need something down below. Have to still be intentional about stuff. Okay, now I'm going to get out the paint again. Let's see. Get out some red paint. The same bright red. I'm having trouble talking today, guys. Sorry. And dark red. And then we're just going to go at it again. But this time I want to go a little thicker. So I've done this sort of underlayer that's really thin. Now I want to go on top of that and bring to life some of, and this is, I might even go just like really thick, like I'm going to glob it on here. Because when I take the tape off, I'm going to get a little bit of white out because of course, brand new one needs to be opened. I am going to be using a lot of white because I want these to have snow on them later. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning, but that's kind of the vision here. It's going to be interesting. A little bit of blue here to mix with our red to make sure things like this stay quite dark. So it should be kind of coming to life a little bit more here. Okay. More paint. I'm not like, the goal's not to completely cover the tape necessarily, but there's definitely going to be a lot of edges that I want to make sure they're getting covered. almost like I'm painting, I'm gluing the paint or the tape down. And the tape is going to come off. Did I say that already? So I'm just putting it down to kind of mask off the area underneath it. Okay. Then we've got this. Did I just like drop red paint somewhere? Oh, I thought I had more on my brush. This comes in here. The other one this way. Okay, I'm gonna need more of that light red because I'm doing all the dark stuff right now. The light red. Light red. This one's got a little bit of white on it. Just a little bit lighter on the tip. Same with this little edge. It's kind of a white, creamy color. Adding a little bit more texture. Okay. Need more dark red. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. This is fun. Oops. Sip of tea real quick. A little bit of white. Oh, actually, that's what this painting needs. When I added white to that, it's kind of purpley. And that's kind of what we want. And this can be kind of purpley. There's a section in here that's got that coloring. There's a petal there, and somewhere down in here. Okay. Wowza. I want to take off the tape with you guys, so let me just do a little bit of green first real quick, and then we'll do it. Take the tape off. It will be wet still, but that's okay. I'm not wanting it to dry completely anyway. A little bit of red in that. Let's gotta get that a little bit darker. Bum, bum, bum. And maybe it won't be understandable or anything once I take the tape off. I have no clue. Like, it might be just awful. Okay, then I want to go a tiny bit on the white side as I go over a little bit more white, yellow. As I go over this edge here of this leaf, should catch a little bit more sun. Same with like in here, this should catch a little bit right on the edge. Again, very painterly. I have to almost ignore that there's tape there and just focus on Okay. Thanks for hanging out. I am almost ready to reveal by taking off the tape. Let's see. trick is going to be remembering where I put the tape, because now that I've kind of covered it up, not everywhere, but in a lot of spots, it's going to be interesting. I've got some like interesting blues happening. Sorry, it's hard to stop. Okay. Let's try it. I'm just curious to see if it's even like doing what I think it's doing. I'm gonna put the tape down here. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, it's like it's super cool. It's like a double image thing. I'll show you up close in a second. And some of them might, be harder to tell than others. It's kind of cool. Oh, yeah, that was a good spot. It's kind of fun to see what. Okay, is that it? So I don't know if you can see this. It's hard to tell on the video, but let's see if I can point some of these out. This one right here. Boom. You see that? That was the tape covering up that underlayer, and everything else around it was painted. And so you get that defined line there. Same with here. There's one here coming in the side. You can kind of see these ones in here a little bit because there's some thicker paint. And here's one. This one was kind of an interesting one. Very double imaged looking. Ooh, I really like it. It's really cool. I have to take a picture of it at this stage because it does look really cool. I know it's like 9:45, but like I want to keep painting. Man, And taking a picture, I recommend doing that all the time, is take a picture to see your progress and to see how it looks, through the camera lens too, because it's always a good idea. Yeah, like that one was so clear. I wish some of the other ones were clearer. And this one is kind of cool. Oh. But now, just so that I can kind of have an idea of my direction, next I'm going to do some white because I wanted these to be snow covered. And we'll see, maybe this will ruin it completely. But again, this is an experiment. And the snow is not going to be perfectly white because snow isn't perfectly white with shadow and light. And I haven't done the centers, I guess, either. But I'm going to just put down... I don't know, people. I don't know. I could be completely ruining it. I don't know. It might be okay. It might be okay. I'm trying to convince myself that it's going to be okay. If you don't think if you don't think it's going to be okay, that is okay. And some of this is still quite wet, so this will be interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for more of that to dry because it's not liking how it's looking with the. So I'm gonna probably stop there so that I don't overwork it right now where the colors blend. So thank you guys for joining and tuning in, and I hope you'll tune in next week for hopefully the continuation of this piece, that I can kind of get it to where I need it to be, want it to be. It needs those centers to pop. So I'll probably work on this, but I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. Stay healthy and safe out there, and happy. Stay happy. You know, the holiday season is around the corner, and we're in the holiday season, and we get to celebrate, and I think we deserve to celebrate some stuff this year. So I hope you have, a great rest of your evening. All right, guys. Bye.